Story time. You see, life can play strange games sometimes. There was a man named Jonas, a 42-year-old carpenter in a small town near Bo. Everyone knew him, not because he was friendly, but because Jonah was silent. He never talked to anyone unless it was about his work. People used to say maybe there was something wrong with him. Some said he was cursed, others said he was just proud. But what nobody knew was that Jonah hadn't always been this way. 10 years ago, he was the loudest, happiest man at his village, always joking, singing, and fixing things for people. Until one day, his wife and only daughter got into a terrible accident while coming to give him lunch at his workshop. The car caught fire before help could reach them. Jonas tried to save them, but the flames took everything: his family, his joy, and his voice. From that day, he stopped speaking. He just walked. He was one of the best carpenters around, but his eyes always looked like they carried the weight of 1,000 memories. Now, in that same town, lived a little girl named Mary. She was full of energy and questions. Every morning, she would pass by Jonas's workshop and wave. At first, Jonas ignored her, but every day, the girl kept waving and saying, "Good morning, Uncle Jonas." One day, she dropped her lunch on the road, and then Jonas went out, took it on the ground, wiped it with his handkerchief, and gave it back to her. She took it back with a smile and said, "Thank you, Uncle Jonas. You are very kind." From that day, something inside him started to melt. Every day after school, Mary would stop by, sit on a small wooden bench near a shop, and tell him about her day. Jonas would listen quietly, sometimes smiling faintly. Then one afternoon, while she was talking, she suddenly said, "My daddy left me and my mommy, but it's okay, I have you now." Jonas froze. He looked at her for a very long time, his hands trembling. That was the first time he felt his heart beat like it used to, warmed and alive. Weeks passed, and one day, Mary didn't show up. The next day too, nothing. Jonas started getting restless. On the third day, he locked his workshop and went searching. He found her mother at home crying. Mary had fallen very ill and was admitted at the hospital. Jonas went there quietly, standing by the bedside of the little girl who had melted his heart. She opened her eyes weakly and smiled, whispering, "Uncle Jonas, you came." For the first time in 10 years, Jonas spoke. His voice was rough and broken as he said, "Yes, I came. I am here, Mary." The doctors and nurses stared. Even her mother was shocked. Tears rolled down his face as he held Mary's small hand. Days later, Mary recovered, and from then on, Jonas became a different man. He spoke again, he smiled again. And from the first time since his family's death, he went back to church. Sometimes it's not a miracle that heals you, it's just that small heart that brings you back to life. The end. Today's shoutout is going to Abunatu from Thunder Hill. Thank you for watching. If you love stories like this and would love to see more, please give me a follow, leave a like, comment your name and where you're watching from to get shout out in my next video.